Hello student, today we will review simple and compound interest. I can calculate and compare simple interest and compound interest earnings. Let's start with simple interest formula. So you can find the simple interest formula as well as compound interest formula on a star preference sheet. But make sure you understand what is IPRT stand for. So the second slide you will see they tell you I is for interest, P is the principal money, is the money that you start with, R is the rate, but make sure your rate in decimal form. They tell you in percentage like 2%, 20%, 10%. You need to convert it to a decimal. And last will be the time, and it needs to be in unit year. If they give you month, you have to convert it to year. Let's calculate the simple interest on slide number 3. Enter I put 2,500 into an 18-month money market account. The interest rate is 13% simple interest. How much money will Andre have in the account at the end of the month? So we're gonna circle the number that you're gonna put in your formula. So 2,500 will put into an account. So this is the money that he start with, is the P. And he gonna leave that money into the bank 18 months. So this is your time. However, it's month, so you have to convert month into year. So 1 year have 12 months. So 12 add 6 more months will be 18, so we have 1.5 year. Okay, and then the interest rate from the bank is 13%. Okay, that's the rate. Okay, so the principal is 2,500. The rate needs to be converted into a decimal. So it's 13%. So 13%, you have to move your decimal twice to the left. Get percent mean out of the 100. You move it to the 100 place, it to the left 2 times. So you will have 0.13. The time that we just convert is 1.5 year. So you will calculate how much money will Andrea have in the account at the end of 18 months. So we're not looking for the interest. However, we have to find the interest first before we can find the total money that he have in his bank. So we're gonna use the formula I equal to PRT. So I equal to P, we have 2,500 for the principal. The rate is 0.13 and the time is 1.5. I usually tell you if the year is a whole number, we multiply the principal to the time first, but because we have 2 decimals, so it does not matter which one we do first. So I'm going to do it from left to right. So I'll take 2,500 multiply with 0.13. So 3 times 0, 0, 3 times 0, 0. 3 times 5, I got 15. Oh, sorry, the 1 should be right here. 3 times 2 is 6, add that 1 is 7. Put that 0. 1 times 0, 1 times 0 again. 1 times 5, 1 times 2. Add them up. And then 0.13, so I have to move my decimal twice to the left. So I have 325. I would take that number, multiply with 1.5. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 2 is 10, add 2 is 12. 5 times 3, 15, add 1, 16. Put that to 0, 1 times 5, 1 times 2, 1 times 3. There's one decimal point, one decimal point. So the interest after I multiply 3 number, I got 487 and 50 cents. And then we're gonna find out the amount that Andrea will have in the account at the end of 18 months. So this is just the interest. So to find out the total amount, you're gonna have to combine to the money that he put in at the beginning. So add the interest to the money that he first started with. This is 2,500. Line up your decimal. So we have 0, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 2. So will be 2,987 and 50 cents. So we just learned how to calculate simple interest and the total amount. Next one is the compound interest. A is the total amount. Okay. P is the principal again. Rate, you know, is the rate, the interest rate. Make sure it's in the decimal form. T is the time. Make sure you put it in years. So this is 1 plus R raised to the power of times. So you basically, whatever you have after you do the parenthesis, you're gonna multiply it by itself by how many times they are. Okay, well, let's practice this so it will be familiar. Becky take out a loan for $5,000. She planned to repay the loan in 3 years. The interest rate is 7%, compound annually. How much will she have to pay in interest? So the principal is 5,000 loan. The rate is 7%, but I want it in decimal. So 7%, percent mean out of the hundreds, so I'm gonna move my decimal to the hundreds place. So I have 0.07. Time is 3 years. Okay, so how much will she have to pay in interest? Okay, the formula for compound interest don't start with interest, it start with the A is the total amount. So we're gonna find the total amount and then we're gonna find the interest. So we're gonna use the formula, gonna plug in what we have. So P is 5,000. 1 plus the rate is 0.07. And the time is 3 years, raised to the power of 3. So I would do the math that have the parenthesis is 5,000 multiply 1 plus 0.07 would be 1.07 raised to the power of 3. So after I'm done with the parenthesis, I'm going to move on to the exponent. Remember PEMDAS? Parenthesis first and then exponent. 1.07 raised to the power of 3 is not 1.07 times 3. It will be 1.07 times 1.07 times 1.07. You do it 3 times, okay? So I would love for you to put this number into a calculator. Okay, so on your calculator, you will have a number is 1.225043. I just want you to leave it like this. And then you will multiply it with 5,000. And you should get a number 6,125 and some decimals. So I would round it to the 100 because it's talk about money and talk about dollars amount. So I will round it to the 100. But if you round it right here and you multiply with 5,000, you only get 6,125. That's okay. But if you have the whole thing, that if you put on your calculator and you use that answer and you keep multiply with 5,000, you will get the answer right here. So either way will be accept, unless I'm looking for the one that accurate. Now you got the total amount for compound interest. So if I'm looking for the interest, what should I do with the $5,000? I subtract. So I will use the number that more accurate is the one that have the decimal. If you just use this number and minus to 5,000, that's okay. If you want to put the number more accurate is 0.22, that's okay as well. So 2 minus 0, 2, 2 minus 0, 2, 5 minus 0, 5, 2 minus 0, 2, 1, and 1. So the interest for the compound is 1,125 and 22 cents. Yeah, compound interest is more complicated compared to simple interest. To the nearest dollars. Here's the hint. How much money is earned on a 2,400 investment at 9% annual compound interest for 4 years, then a 2,400 investment at 9% simple annual interest for 4 years. So we're gonna comparing a compound interest to a simple interest. So let's break this problem to 2 parts. I'm gonna show my work down here. Okay, so let's say this is for compound and this is for simple interest. Okay, to the nearest dollars. So how much money is earned on a 2,400 investment, 9%, 4 year. Okay, so A will be equal to, write out the formula, P times 1 plus R raised to power of T. Principal, 2,400. Okay, 1 plus the rate, 9%. 9% mean 0.09. The time will be 4 years. Okay. PEMDAS, I'm gonna do the one in the parentheses. Okay, even though I put on my calculator, I still need to do some math and then put it on the calculator later. Whoop, why I have to write out the whole thing. Okay, this is the part that I'm gonna put in calculator. I'm gonna type in 1.09 times 1.09 times 1.09. I do it for 4 times. Okay, go ahead and do that. Okay, and now after I hit enter, I'm gonna hit multiply with 2,400 and round it to the nearest dollars, which is 3,387. Since it say 0.7, I'm gonna round it up. Okay, so I move on to the simple interest. I equal to P time R time T. It's the same number and rate and time. So I'm gonna plug them in. 2,400 times 0.09 times 4. Again, multiply the whole number first. So 2,400 times 4 is 9,600. And you multiply with 0.09, you got 864. Now, remember, this is just the interest, okay? To find the total amount, you have to add it up with your original, which is 2,400. Okay, so I have 3,264 for simple interest and 3,388 for compound. Compound is greater than the symbol, but I need to find out how much more. So I would take the compound and subtract this to the interest. So I have $124. B is my correct answer.